Hey guys, here's an experience I had back in the early 90s, late 80s. I was watching a TV show, Meteors, and they show this girl got hit by a meteorite, and she was all bruised up. And I thought to myself, wow, what are the odds of that, eh? What are the odds of getting hit by a meteorite? And I thought, geez, it'd be cool. Well, I thought to myself of if I ever get hit by a meteorite, what are the odds would be, right? That was just like, blew me away. And I visualized it. I didn't deliberately visualize it. I just pondered it in my head, right? Getting hit by a meteorite. Smack! Fantasy. Well, I'm coming home from work 2 days later, and it's the fall, and there were these huge clouds. I was coming home down that road from work, and there were these huge clouds. They looked like spaceships, like huge, and they were really low, very low, and it just got done raining, and the wind was blowing real hard, and the huge clouds were flying over, and they were lit up a little bit from the lights of the truck plant where I worked. In the parking lot, they have these huge floodlights lighting up the trucks, so bad guys won't get in there and steal hubcaps or whatever. I don't know. So anyway, they were all lit up a little bit from the floodlights, and they look like giant Battlestar Galactica ships flying over, right? So I'm just sitting there watching them. I'm like, wow, right? And then I'm sitting there as I'm looking up, watching the huge clouds fly over. One of the big clouds is coming overhead, and all of a sudden, the clouds started getting brighter and brighter in one spot, like brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, and it got really bright, and all of a sudden, the whole cloud was bright, like it happened real fast, and then a meteorite broke through the cloud, right above my head. It was coming right at me, and as it left the cloud, as soon as it broke through the cloud, like an instant after it broke through the cloud, it was coming down, and that was only a couple thousand feet over my head, and if that, and then it broke into two right over my head. One piece went in the junkyard, and one piece went in the truck plant, and smashed the truck sitting right beside the road I was walking down. And so I'm like, wow. And I flew back. On my butt and landed in a mud puddle that I just walked around. And then I got up and I ran. I knew I'd never find the piece in the junkyard, but I ran over to the truck, and where it got hit, the truck. And I could see the meteorite, and I could see the dent in the side of the truck, just a little dent, on the door or something. And I could see the meteorite sitting right there. It was black and white gravel. And I'm like, I want it. And I'm like, what are the fucking odds of this shit, right? What are the odds of this? And I knew I couldn't get it. The security guard wasn't around doing his rounds. And so I figured, well, what can you do? And then I started walking home, and I'm going, what are the odds? I almost got hit by a meteorite. Like, it broke in two. Like, I don't know if I would have got hit or not, but for being that close to a meteorite and it breaking in two pieces, one piece going in the junkyard, one piece going in the truck plant, and me right in the middle of it, I'm like, wow. And then, as I'm walking home after that event, I remembered the movie I watched on meteorites. And I go, and that was my first meteorite, like that close. And I thought to myself, what are the odds of that? In my whole life, I've seen meteors, and never seen a meteorite. That was my first meteorite. And I almost got hit by it. And it was right over my head. Now, I don't know if it would have hit me right in the head, but it was pretty damn close, directly over my head. And I thought, what are the odds? And I laid in bed that night and I fucking thought about that two nights ago. And how does that work? How does that work? Just because I thought of it, it happens? Yes. Now that I know, yes. Don't ask me how it works. You order it up in the illusion. But, or was it event? Was it an event? Not staged or planned event, but event that I was going to experience 2 days from now. And the worst case scenario out of that event was me getting killed by the meteorite on my way home. My soul, my spirit would know that. In 2 days, Rich is going to be fucking get his head smashed in by a meteorite. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario was what happened. That's a huge thing on your timeline, on your spiritual path, right? Now, was watching the movie. I don't know. I can't really define it. It's God stuff, man. You can't figure this stuff out. But I watched the movie on this girl getting hit by a meteorite. Blew me away. I pondered it. If I ever got hit, what it would be like. And I damn near did 2 days later. So how does that work? Did I order it up in the illusion? Right? Or was it already a planned thing? And I was being let in. The movie triggered it. Or was I supposed to see the movie for what was going to happen? Do you know what I mean? There's so much. In either case, I don't know. But it was one of those two things. For sure. It was one of those two events. One of those two scenarios. Either it was in my path, this event was going to happen, worst case and the nicest case scenario, or I ordered it up in the illusion. Or was God telling me when I was watching the movie, that's you laying there 2 days from now. Worst case scenario. Get ready for it. You understand? It's hard to determine. But either way, it was one of those two. So I just thought I'd bring that up. Some of you guys can maybe relate to it. Ponder it. But that's how it works. It's all God, planned in the illusion, fantasy, it's all that. When you're daydreaming, which I was doing, you're daydreaming. I'm watching the movie, I'm daydreaming about being hit by a meteorite. Daydreaming is actually praying. Did you know that? That's what Christ tells me. Because every time I daydream, my spirit yells out, Rich is praying, Rich is praying. So that's prayer, daydreaming. The better you can daydream, the more vivid and the more specific in your daydreams, the better you can order up in your reality, in the illusion. Because an illusion can be bent and shaped to your will. You just gotta know how to do it. And that's one little example. If that's the case, then that's what it was. I think both cases, both scenarios, me ordering up an illusion, or my spirit path was going to be hit by a meteorite. Either case, pretty cool. Either case is God, man. God stuff. When synchronicity stuff happens like that, pay attention and ponder the hell out of it, because those are little tricks. We are born on Earth over and over and over and over and over for our spirits to evolve and learn. And that little scenario right there is a huge one. For the simple fact, once you understand that you're in an illusion and you see from your spirit and you look at, when in the Matrix, when the Matrix guy finally sees the numbers and everything is numbers, and he can see what's going to happen before it happens, or he can do this instead of doing that and know the outcome of each. When you're like that, you're Jesus Christ, tip top. That's what you got to be. That's what we're all learning to. Okay? We're all learning that. So when these things happen, man, in your life, ponder the hell out of them, and keep learning how to manifest an illusion by daydreaming or praying. Just daydream. That's praying. And it's manifesting an illusion. If you can pray, if you can daydream with your mind, your soul, and your spirit all together at once, and then speak it, physical, you're ordering up a future. You're ordering up a probable reality that you want. But if one of those things are out of alignment, if your heart's not in it, or your head's not in it, or your soul's not in it, or if you got that little seed of doubt, it ain't gonna happen. It may happen, something, but you can do a lot better. So just remember, you gotta be in alignment. Mind, body, and soul. Daydream and speak it under your breath. Oh, I wish I could win the lottery as you're daydreaming. And you're given the numbers that night. That's how it works, man. It's that simple. It's so simple, we can't do it. Because we live in the box of lies when we've been taught the opposite. No, why were we taught the opposite of everything? Because the gods, small g, ankle biter gods that created us didn't want us to be like them. And we were taught wrong. Not simple. Up to this day. Why do you think they keep us fighting in wars? Stuff like that. They start fires for us to fight. Stupid little fires. Fire starters. They go out, start the fires. Conflict. And we fight to the death. They just sit back and rake in the cash. Because they know the game. It's up to us to learn the game from within ourselves. And then, when we're godlike, they got no chance in hell. We're done. So, there you go. I just thought I'd throw that out there and add that a little bit on, because I got to make some videos, and that's one of my experiences. And pretty cool stuff.